Sometimes a single story persuades you. Someone you have never met arrived where you are still trying to go. Now you stand where they began. You are looking at a person who succeeded, not a hypothesis, not a model, a person who walked a path from where you stand to where they stand now. The trajectory between you is the only part of their journey you can see, and it is enough to start a thought. The thought is whether this could be you. Watch the path. It begins at the origin where you stand. It rises through positions a person actually went through. The line is done. No one is hoping anymore. The person reached the end of it. They actually got there. The path holds. The frame settles. And the simple fact of someone arriving, where you have not yet arrived, is enough to make you lean forward. The thought continues. If they reached this point, the path that connects you to them must contain something you could walk. Your mind begins to construct it. You see yourself moving along the same arc, same start, same direction, same end. This is not yet a plan. It is an instinct. The instinct of recognizing someone you could have been, standing at the position you have not yet left. And it is the moment before you begin asking how. And the answer to that question begins to appear. A label rests near their path. Not the formula in full. Not yet. A name for the formula. A claim that the path you are looking at has a structure you could learn. The path has not changed, but it now has a shape with a name. Your own arrow begins, slowly, from the same starting position. Faint, hardly there, but moving in the same direction as theirs. The question of how is now in front of you. The person speaks about the formula, not all at once, in parts. The first part is what they noticed before anyone else did. The second part is what they were willing to commit to that no one else was willing to commit to. The third part is what they refused to abandon when it would have been reasonable to abandon it. Each part anchors to a moment along the path. The first noticing, at the start when they could have given up. The commitment, in the harder middle, when nothing was happening. The refusal, later still when it would have been reasonable to stop trying. The annotations align with what you can see. The formula starts to feel right. Not arbitrary, not a slogan. A path someone walked, one choice at a time. And as you watch, your own arrow extends. It follows the shape of theirs. The first noticing is something you could practice. The commitment is something you could attempt. The refusal is something you could rehearse. The frame quietly pushes forward, just a fraction. The imagined trajectory has begun to draw itself. You can see what walking the path would look like. You have not committed to anything, but the path now lies inside your own attention. The mirror trace is half drawn. The formula reads as a thing you could carry. The success at the end reads as an outcome a careful person could reach. This is the moment the path looks most like a copy you could make. The pull is strongest now. And then the arrow stops. Not because anyone made it stop, because the question that prevents the next stroke has just arrived. The arrow holds. The frame widens by a small amount. You are still looking at the same composition. The person, the path, the position you are standing in, and around the composition, there is now more room than there was. You begin to look around it. Nothing is happening yet, but the room has more space than you had been seeing. Someone is here, not the person at the end of the bright path, another person. A faint trajectory begins from the origin where you stand. It rises briefly. It does not arrive where the bright path arrives. And another, a faint trajectory beginning from the same origin. It moves sideways before it stops. And another, beginning from the same place, ending earlier. Each one started where you are standing. None of them are speaking. Many of them now, tracing at the same time, all from the place where you stand. The frame has held still. The bright path has not moved. But the field that surrounds it is full. Full of attempts you can now see. None of them carry labels. They are simply paths. All of them started where you stand. Only one arrived. The path that succeeded was one of many. The others did not announce themselves. Some ended on walls you can still see. Some ended without a marker. Some simply stopped being there. None of them are around to describe what happened. The person at the end is real. Their success is real. The path they walked is real. What was incomplete was your view of the room they were standing in. The room was always larger than the bright path. You have been looking at one path inside a wider field all this time. And now the field is showing itself. The advice you heard was honest. The advice you heard was also given by someone who never met the others. Why this happens is the next thing the room will show you. There is something about where the person is standing that limits what they can see. A boundary, not a fault of theirs. The boundary comes from where they ended up, and it is about to become visible. A boundary appears around them. The person is not hiding the others. The person cannot see them. From where they ended up, the others are outside their reach. The person is honest. The person also only walked one path. Their light reaches what their path crossed. Beyond that, their seeing ends. The boundary moves along the path they walked, not along the paths they did not. What they can see is what they did. This is not their fault. This is what it would feel like to stand where they are standing. Their light goes where their path went. The dark stays where the others went. The shape of what you have seen has a word. Selection. The world shows you the path that arrived. It does not show you the paths that did not. The winner is not hiding them. The world has never met them. The word is now in your hand. It is not a verdict on the person you are looking at. It is not an instruction. It is the shape of the room you are standing in. Every time someone tells you how they reached a position, you are standing in a room of this shape. The advice is from inside the light. The others are outside it. None of this makes the person smaller. The path was walked. The success was earned. What changes is something added next to it. The others were trying the same things. The others did not arrive. The advice was honest. What was missing around the advice is now visible. And the position you are standing in is where the choice now returns. 3 presences in front of you now: the person who arrived, the people who did not, the place where the choice happens. Everyone in this room exists: the person who arrived, their success, the path they walked, the people who did not arrive, also real. They started where you are standing. They walked in the direction the formula points. Most of them did not reach the end. The arrow that begins from where you are is still in front of you. Still your arrow, now visible inside a wider field. You are not being told to follow them. You are not being told to refuse to follow them. What has changed is what following now feels like. Whatever you do next is not made smaller by what you now see. It is made more honest. The path is still available to you. The room around the path is also available to you. The choice happens inside the larger room. The room contains a person who arrived, a population that did not, and a choice that is yours to make. The formula is one path, one outcome, one light. The seeing you have now will travel with you. The next time you encounter someone who succeeded, you will look at them. You will also look around them. The frame holds, the position is yours. The light reaches one path. Now you can see the others.